Hello and welcome to the Haptik one-on-one training series. In this series, we are going to walk through everything you need to know to get the most out of the Haptik platform. Our mission at Haptik is to make bot building ubiquitous. This means we work not only to create a super flexible platform, but to invest in our users and in our community by teaching some of the underlying principles of conversational AI. Hi, I am Medha, and in this episode, we will learn how to build bots on Haptik. You're watching this video, which means you have your own reasons for wanting to be here, and this series will be a great first step. Stick around to see it all in action. I guess you have already signed up on Haptik, maybe played around a little bit. We will go over everything, but if you're ever stuck, then the knowledge base is a great place to deep dive into a specific topic. Now, without any further ado, let's dive in. Let us start with laying out our use case requirement first. We will take an imaginary firm called Sleepy Couch and will help our friends there to create a conversational experience for their customer support. We know that most of Sleepy Couch user requests are to track their orders, so it makes sense to start with the track your order flow first. In this flow, we want to collect order information from the user, including the contact number and the order ID, and then present a status of the order placed. Once the status is provided, if the user confirms that there is nothing to change, we end the flow, and if they want to change the order, then we gather the new order details from them and place the order again. Now that we know what we are building, let's head to the Haptik dashboard. The easiest way to get there is from the Haptik website by clicking on the sign up button. Provide your details and click on Create Account to get started. You can also get started on Haptik by going through the knowledge base, that is docs.haptik.ai. There are getting started articles present which will help you in taking your journey ahead on Haptik. We can start with create a new bot. We name it, add an account name if it's not already added, and we are going to click on submit. Now within a bot, we can create multi-step conversational journeys. There are 3 types of steps available on Haptik: static step, code step, and an output step. A static step is used to start conversations and collect user input in the form of entities. A code step is used to connect to backend or third-party systems by calling APIs on the code editor. And the last output step is used to respond to the user with the results after running through the integrations with the third-party or backend system. We start with creating the first step of the journey where the user is going to come and ask for I want to track my order. We will choose a static step, mark it start under the settings tabs as it's where the conversation begins. Now we will provide a few training phrases for this intent. Once we are done providing these training phrases on the step, we will configure the bot response for the same. There are multiple options of types of responses. We would click on Add Chat Element, choose the type, provide the content, and click on Done. The bot would need some data to verify the user and the order they need to track. As here, we will need to accept user input. We will use what are called entities. Entities help us in storing user information. We will add these entities and ask for their values on the same step. In this case, it's the contact number of the user and the order ID. Contact number is already available, so we can add it directly, and for order ID, we are trying to create a new entity. We need to choose the type of the entity and the validation condition. For a number entity, validation is the range of digits. Once done, we click on Add to Bot Responses and you're done. We also need to provide the responses under each entity to prompt the user for these values. As you can see, we are adding the response under both contact number and order ID entities. Click on the entity response, provide the content, click on Done and save it. Now going to the next step of trying to fetch the status of that order ID. We will create a code step for this to validate the order ID and fetch the details related to it. We can click on Open Code Editor and make changes in the Python script available. Next, we can go ahead and create an output step to show the response to the user. As you can see on the screen, we are creating an output step for the same. We are adding the required response on the output step. We are choosing Quick Replies as the type of response, which will make it easy for the user to choose between a yes and a no. Last leg of the journey is to confirm with the user if they are okay with the status or if they would like to change the order. We can create 2 static steps to accommodate this and connect it with the previous output step based on whether the user is saying yes or no. We can click on the connection arrows and provide the training phrases based on which connection should take place. Now that the journey is complete, we will go ahead and test the bot. But oops, it did not work. That's because we have not trained the bot on the training phrases we have provided. So let us first train the bot. It usually takes 30 seconds to 1 minute. Voila, it works like a charm. Ask the question and the journey starts with the responses flowing one after the other. You can also try asking for a general question or a salutation and the bot would be equipped to answer that, as by default we have a small talk module enabled on every bot created. Just like showing on the screen, what is your name? Alright, so that was a lot. We created the entire track the order flow from scratch by creating a bunch of steps. We also learned how intents, connections and entities work in conjunction with the steps. This gets us to the end of this video. Don't worry, as some of these things we do in this video don't feel natural yet. It's going to be better as you become more and more familiar with navigating the platform. Thank you for watching this video, and I'm very excited for the next episode where we will extend this conversational journey experience further by adding more steps and changing the look and feel of the bot. Feel free to reach out to support if you have any questions. Also, you have an entire knowledge base waiting to help you if you get stuck. See you soon.